Now, back to Matt Patrick and your morning news.
KTRH News Time is 6:22, and joining us right now, Dr. James Henson. He's involved with Texas Politics Project at UT. And Dr. Henson, can we talk football instead? I want to get your thoughts on the Oklahoma game this weekend.
Well, I heard Oklahoma had a football team, but I'm not sure they're really ready to take the field quite. But I'm sure they'll do their best.
Well, big win last weekend too at Iowa State. Just loving watching UT football, and good luck this weekend. Not that you guys are going to need it.
Well, thanks.
All right. Well, listen. Let's talk about the president. He's in Texas. Couple of fundraisers in Dallas. What are we going to hear, Dr. Henson, from the president? Anything? I mean, will he address, at least publicly? I know he probably will privately, but publicly, will he talk about Rick Perry at all? Will he talk about the things that Texans are concerned about? Wildfires, the drought, the border?
Well, my suspicion is he'll be pretty circumspect about Governor Perry, certainly, as you say, in his public accounts at the community college. My suspicion is they are going to try pretty hard to focus on what they are pushing right now, which is that jobs bill, and they're obviously involved in kind of a cage match with Congress right now. And my suspicion is they'll try to stay on message with that.
So there's a jobs bill. I wasn't aware that I know he's got a tax increase that he's been touting all over the place. And so he comes here basically, Dr. Henson, to use Texas as a cash register, right? I mean, he's going to cash out and then be on his way.
Yeah, that's the main purpose of the trip. I mean, I think if you look at the numbers, Texas has always been very good to political candidates, and in the 2002 cycle so far, Democrats have already raised almost $9 million, almost $10 million in the state. Republicans a little over $22 million, and it was, even though we don't think about Texas as a very democratic state, it was very good for President Obama in the last cycle. The president raised, almost $16 million in Texas, so it's an important stop.
So, Dr. Henson, let me ask you this. The president is positioning himself. He was talking with ABC, said, I'm the underdog in 2012. I'm okay with that. Do you hear when he says that, the president admitting that he is responsible for the economy, that he's responsible for unemployment as it exists in this country? Is he finally owning this economy?
Well, I mean, it'd be an interesting question to ask them if they were willing to phrase it that way. I mean, I think if you were to ask him that, he would probably say, "Well, we have to own it," but I think much more. That's much more about positioning. I think they have to acknowledge that they're not doing well in the polling. His approval numbers are down, and you'd almost always rather be the underdog in this position than the favorite. So, yeah. I don't know how much confessing he's actually doing.
Dr. James Henson joining us from the Texas Politics Project at UT. Listen, just spank Oklahoma this weekend. We look forward to having you back on, and thanks for taking the time this morning.
Well, I'll encourage our guys if I run into them on campus. Thanks for having me, Matt. Have a good day.
You're very welcome.